Welcome to EDC Ideas, and let's talk about my 5 most used fixed blades in this year. We start with the Linder Super Edge 1. The Linder Super Edge 1 is a very popular outdoor utility and hunting knife here in Germany. The blade steel is ATS34. I really like this design. The handle is a Kraton material and you have a strong blade with a very thick backspine. This Linder Super Edge 1 is not longer in production. It's a retired model, but it's definitely my most used fixed blade during the last years. Linder was a very popular company for knives from Soling, and there are a lot of great designs when it comes to hunting knives. For example, the Linder Super Edge 1, the Linder Super Edge 2, or for example, the Linder Super Edge 5. I have some very popular hunting outdoor knives in my collection from other brands with a similar design, for example the knives from Fellneven or from Cold Steel. But I think the Linder Super Edge 1 is the best compromise compared to other very popular outdoor and hunting knives. The grip and the handle is excellent, you have a great utility blade and it's very strong and you get it razor sharp. And all in all, this model is in my opinion one of the most underrated outdoor knives ever made. I really like the jimpings on the back. You have a lot of control when it comes to carving or bushcraft tasks. All in all, it's the perfect knife design for me. I love the perfect grip of the handle. The Kraton is a very grippy material and the texture is very grippy too, so I can work in wet environments perfectly. Let's come to a huge disadvantage when it comes to this knife, and the disadvantage are the different sheaths for this amazing knife. You find a nylon and plastic sheath and the quality is on the lower end, and I bought this model with this Linder leather sheath. The problem of this leather sheath is the design. I cut through the leather from the inside and that's a huge safety issue. Actually, I carry the Linder Super Edge 1 in this custom pouch. This is a custom pouch mainly designed for Mora knives. And maybe you see it here, this sheath is hard used. I really like this sheath because the knife sits a little bit deeper and that's a great way to carry this beauty. Let's come to the next model. This is the Hultafors Chisel knife. Compared to other knives from Hultafors and from Mora, you have this very strong backspine and you have a straight edge here and the chisel edge on the front. And you see it's a hard used tool, it's a carbon steel blade and it's very easy to sharpen in an outdoor environment, in the camp, or when you take this knife out in the woods. It's designed as a craftsman knife for hard use, and with this blade design it's not the best carving knife, but it's heavy duty and perfect when you have to build something out of wood. This chisel knife comes with this very simple and effective plastic sheath. It's not the perfect way to carry this knife. When you have a wider belt it's not that easy to carry, but all in all this sheath does a great job. Let's come to my favorite fixed blades when it comes to carving tasks. This is a Hultafors HVK. This Hultafors is a very simple but effective knife design. You have the Scandi grind, it's a carbon steel blade, and you have the great rubberized handle. With the orange highlights, this model is easy to find in the forest. All in all, it's a great carving knife and I really like the design of the guard here, and in combination with the rubberized handle, it's a very safe knife to work with and you have a lot of grip in different weather conditions. As the sheath of the Hultafors chisel knife, the sheath of this Hultafors is a very simple but effective design. The same problems with the belt loop, but it's great to carry. Maybe from time to time it's a little bit loud when the knife rattles inside the sheath, but the sheath holds the knife excellent. When I have to decide Team Hultafors or Team Mora, I'm a little bit more in the Hultafors team, and the reason is this knife. It's an excellent and very cheap knife design. It's very safe to work with, even in wet conditions. It's very comfortable in the winter. All in all, a great knife design built for craftsmen. You can't go wrong with this model. But I also like to carry Mora models. This is a carbon steel Mora. I think it's an old design of the Mora companion with the old handle. It's a rubberized handle too, and it's also a carbon steel blade. This knife is very special to me because this was my first real bushcraft knife. I carried this one for years and I use it a lot during the last year. And maybe you noticed when it comes to outdoor bushcraft knives, I love two things. The first thing is I really like carbon steel blades. The Hultafors is a carbon steel blade, the Chisel knife and this Mora too. They are very easy to sharpen in the forest and they are excellent to work with. And the second point I really like, I love rubberized handles. When you see the Mora, the Hultafors and the Kraton handle of the Linder, they are very grippy and perfect in the winter and in wet environments. As we know from the most Mora knives, you get a lot of knife for the money. They are excellent knives for your bushcraft and outdoor projects and activities. And by the way, if you spend around 20-25 euros, you get this knife, and that would be a perfect combination to start the bushcraft or survival hobby. When it comes to simple and plastic sheath designs, I prefer the Mora designs a little bit because the clip for the belt is a little bit better. Let's come to the next really cool design. This is the bush backup from K4 Knives. This knife was part of a cooperation for my Instagram account, but I am not paid for this video. This knife design is designed as a backup knife and it's also my backup knife when I am outdoors, but I normally give my knives to other persons, so this one is a knife for me. I really like the solid construction and the cool red highlights here. All in all, it's a great backup knife and I really like the sheath. It's a very simple design when it comes to the sheath, and I've attached a K4 Knives for ceramic rod for sharpening my outdoor knives. This cool knife design is designed as a backup knife. You can throw it in your backpack and it's there when you need it, and it's razor sharp when you need it. It's normally designed as a neck knife, but I don't like to carry neck knives and I don't like to work with neck knives. When I use this knife, I normally carry this one in my back pocket. But let's talk about these knives, why these knives are my favorites. I normally work in a wet environment, I love rivers and mountain streams, and so I need a knife that's very secure when it comes to handling, because my hands are often cold and I really like the rubberized handles. And I need my knives always razor sharp, and you can get all of these knives razor sharp in a very short period of time. That's the reason, and I hope you liked this video. Stay tuned for more content when it comes to EDC ideas.